All right, welcome to our live. Welcome to ITC 100 class this morning. So I hope everyone is doing good. Yes, good morning, good morning. Welcome. So I hope lahat nakakain na ng agahan. So let's have your attendance first and at 8:15 we will start our class. Let's wait for the others. Yes, Jessa, bakit hindi ka makapasok? Anong reason? Hindi ka naka-download? Ay, naka-install ng Lark? Actually, pwede naman kayo hindi mag-install ng Lark if you just have the link. Bakit wala man itong ano? Ang hirap mag-attended sa Canvas. Happy na. Doctor, na. Wala, bakit wala si Happy na dito? Ito pala. Paano? Dalawa pala ang account. Diyos ko, pati si Cuervo, dalawang account. Dalawa. So, makalibat pati sa parang entrance rates. Kay tabang balili daghan kay kag-account sa Canvas ha. Ingon di ako sa inyo, memorize na yung password. Dapat isulat pa lang. Kung mahimo isulat. Ay, enta mo ba? Oh, manawataw. Daghan kayo kag account sa Canvas. Tagao. Nagkahigugulong na pa ni si Velia. Na Velia o Velia? Ang imong name wala na change. You're not following instruction after dito. Anyways, just okay lang. Next time na lang po. Now, if you think na dalawa yung ang ingay naman ng background. Okay, if you think na if dalawa yung ano nyo, account or naging tatlo, please yung the latest one or final ninyo na gagamitin, lagyan nyo ng after your name, lagyan ng final. Okay? Wala pala akong camera. Ayan, delete. Lagyan nyo po ng final after your name. No? So again, if naghirapan kayo ano tawag ito, mag-access ulit. I have my tutorial naman. You can, try to scroll down sa channel. Andyan yung, yung video tutorial. Okay, it's already 8:15. So good morning. So welcome for our ITC 100 lecture class at 8 to 9. Ayan, thank you sa palakpakan. Uy, enough na uwi. Ayan, enough na ba? Ayan. So, ano ba yan? Bakit wala kayo yung sinendan ko ng, except for Jessa because nag-explain siya, yung sinendan ko ng invitation. Okay? So, since wala kayo, absent kayo. Diba sabi ko, check your email and I told you as well na you don't need na to watch the live since you are already attended the live dito sa LARC. And yes, so happen na hindi kayo nag-check ng email niyo for how many times I told you na always ako nag-send ng invitation at least tatlo. No? So please check your email, especially those students that will be joining this afternoon or the 3 to 4 schedule. Okay? And yes, I already uploaded our LM, no? Learning materials sa Canvas. Please kindly check na lang. Ando na yung chapter 1 as well as yung intro to computing. No? And this Friday, we will have our first quiz via dito, via this channel. Okay? So, we will try mag-live tayo ng quiz and maybe it's sa dami ng taas ng chapter, no? Anyways. So, mabilisan lang ang ang quiz. It will only take 5 minutes to 10 minutes. Then again, prepare a pen and paper pag quiz. Then I'll just give you at least 5 minutes. So at least 5 minutes to submit your answer over the campus. So be sure you have a good signal this Friday. So wala na yung rason na maingon mo wala signal, hinay. Kasi I already reminded you that we'll be having our live quiz on Friday. And considering kung mag-run out yun siya, kana, especially it's a whole area blackout. So just give evidence. No, kanang klaro na evidence like sa Numerical na nag-post sila. So I will be considering that one. But I will try to alter change the questions or iba yung quiz ninyo for not as the same na gaganapin sa Friday. No? Okay. So this morning we'll have proceed now to our chapter 2, and yes, I have here a pre-recorded presentation and lecture by my colleague, none other than Miss Lani Laureano. So we already have a pre-recorded para daw yeah, para di po kayo kumakaano. Then by the way, ang groupings ninyo, since I already have the anong tawag ito, yung list, no? Updated list yesterday, so I could have your ano na talaga, your groupings maybe this day. No? Just give me time to um set your group or your team. Then maybe tomorrow ma-post ko na yung assign na area for your ano din, no? Your reporting. Schedule ninyo sa vaccine sa Friday at time. Sige lang, mag-picture ka. Actually, you can take naman extra. You can take, ano na, please, while taking the vaccine. Sige lang. Anyways, just give me, James. Bakit James Neil Solomon? Das babae lang yung picture. Sige, Neil, Neil, just send over, a proof that talaga napavaccine that day. No? Okay, I think we shall start now. So I will share my nawala naman yung napulihan. Saglit lang ha. So please listen carefully because this part of the parang hectic kayo siya na topic. Ano yun? Okay? So let's start our class for this morning. So if you have questions, just PM lang ha. I mean comment lang. So I'm also watching kasi.
Hello, everyone. Have a great day. How are you? I hope all are doing well and are coping with the new normal way of learning. I'm Lani B. Laureano, tasked to discuss to you about the systems unit and the processing and the memory. So, in the few chapters, we have already discussed about the introduction of computing and also the introductory part of what computers are. So now let's go to the detailed part of the systems unit. So in this chapter, we're going to learn the following. So we need to understand how data and programs are represented to a computer and be able to identify a few of the coding systems used to accomplish this. And then we will learn how to explain the functions of hardware components commonly found in the system units such as the central processing unit, the GPU, memory, buses, and expansion cards. And also, we should describe how peripheral devices or other hardware can be added to our computer and understand how computer, CPU, and memory components process program instructions and data. And also, we need to name and evaluate several strategies that can be used to speed up operations of a computer. So, paano ba natin mas mapabilis ang isang computer? And also, last learning objective for this chapter is to list some processing technologies that may be used in the future computers. So now let's go to the first one. So now let's have the overview of how computers represent data and the program instructions. Okay. We already know that the laptops, the mobile phones, the desktops that we are using now are called digital computers. Tama? Okay. So digital computers have digital data representation. Okay. So if we have this kinds of language na magkakaintindihan tayo such as English or Tagalog, Bisaya, Mandaya, diba? So we use that for us to understand each other. This digital data or digital computers also have this digital data for them to understand the instructions or the information that is fed up to them. Okay. So the coding systems are used to represent data and programs in a manner that is understood by a computer. And it is represented in digital computers in 0 and 1. Meaning, yung naiintindihan ng computer natin is only 0 and 1. And the digital data representation is the process of representing data in digital form so it can be understood by a computer. So this is how it works. When we enter a data into our computer, diba, yung ginagamit natin is higher language or our natural language. Either English, which is represented in words or letters, right? For example, hi. The word hi, we read it as H and I. But the computer cannot understand H and I. What the computers do? So, ang ginagawa sa computer is kino-convert yung hi na word into a series of zeros and ones so that it can be processed by the computer, and after processing, it will be returned to us through the monitor. We have H and I. Pero hindi lang yun natin napapansin because so very fast yung processing. So that's why in everything that we do with computers, there is what we call data representation, and there is a process that happening in there. Okay. So in our digital data representation, the smallest bit the smallest unit of data that a computer can understand is called a bit. It is either 1 or 0 as we have discussed the last time. Okay. So yung characters natin, it is not composed only of 1 bit yung character A, B, or C, but it is composed of series of bits. Okay, so 1 byte is equivalent to 1 character. How many bits are there in 1 byte? It is 8 bits. So the byte terminology is used to express the size of documents and other files or programs. So as you can remember, if we have our USB flash drive, diba? Tinatanong sa atin, ano bang capacity nito? We say 16 gigabyte. Ganun. So byte is used to express the size of documents, which is larger because a bit is just a smaller part of the bigger file size. Okay, so if we have here our byte, we have here our bit. Here are the different abbreviations for the approximate sizes of the files. Files can be documents, can be music, can be a movie. Okay, so there are different kinds of documents. So these are the storage capacities. So KB is approximately 1000 bytes. Megabyte is 1 million bytes. Gigabyte is 1 billion bytes. Terabyte is 1 trillion bytes. And so on and so forth. So itong nandito sa baba, ito yung mas malaki ang capacity in terms of storage. Okay? So now let's go to representing numerical data. So yung pinaka-known sa atin is the decimal numbering system, right? So you know already 0 up to 9. So it has 10 symbols. And the binary system is the one that is used by computers. So it has symbols 1 and 0 to represent the possible numbers. In both positions, in both systems, the position of the digits determines the power to which the number is raised. So in our lesson, we will have conversion from one numbering system to another numbering system. But we will have a separate lesson for that so that today, yung i-focus lang muna natin is yung mga representations in terms of data sa ating computer. But next lesson, we will have the conversion from one numbering system to another numbering system. Okay, so how do we represent numerical data? So nakikita niyo yung 1, 0, tapos it means 2 pala. Bakit ganun kaya yun? So this is how it is represented. So for example, meron tayong decimal number na 7216. We read it as 7,216. Tama? Okay. So each place value in the decimal number represents 10 raised to the appropriate power. So this one is the power of 0. 10 raised to the power of 0 is 1. So 1 times 6, we have 6 here. And then 10 raised to the power of 1, we have here the 10 part, which is 1 times 10, that is 10. And so on, we have 10 raised to the power of 2, that is our hundreds. We have here 100 times the number value here. We have 200. And here we have the thousands. 10 times 10 times 10, which is the thousand. So 7 times 1,000, we have 7,000, which represents all in all as 7,216. If it is a decimal number, we read this as 1001, right? Pero, since this is a binary number, iba ang pagkabasa nito. Okay, so this means that 1 raised, kasi binary man siya, 2 numbers lang man sila, 0 and 1, that is why we have 2 here as our raised, or 2 raised to the different powers. So, ito yung base natin, 2. So, 2 raised to the power of 0 is 1. 2 raised to the power of 1 is 2. So, 1 times 1, we have 1 here. 0 here times 2 is 0. 4 dito. So, 2 raised to 2 is 4. And then we have here 0 since 0 ito. And then we have 1 here. So, 2 raised to 3 is 8. So, 1 times 8 is 8 here. And we add all, we have 9. Meaning, in binary number, this is not 1001, but this is 9. Just like there are 1 0 numbers that you see. 1 and 0. So only those who knows binary number understands why 1 and 0 is equivalent to 2. Okay. Klaro ba yun? Ha? So, again, when it is binary number, it has a base of 2. When it is a decimal number, it is a base of 10. On our next sessions, we will know also other numbering system, which is the octal and the hexadecimal. Okay, for now, we're going to continue the other coding systems that is used for the text-based data. Okay, so how are these characters represented in our computers? So we have here the ASCII. We know is ASCII is American Standard Code for Information Interchange. This is the coding system traditionally used by personal computers to represent characters. So here is the character 0. It is not 0 on the computer, but it is represented with 00110000. So this is the representation of characters. So that's why when you see movies, diba, pag mga movies na computer related, ang daming zeros and ones that is running or nahuhulog siya. Because in computers, the numbers are or characters are represented in zeros and ones. Okay, now let's go to have another one, which is the EBCDIC. So EBCDIC is the Extended Binary Coded Decimal Interchange Code. This is developed by IBM, but this is primarily used for mainframes. So yung ginagamit natin is this one, the ASCII code. Okay. Now, for those characters na kakaiba, just like Chinese, Greek, Hebrew, ito ganito, yung mga ganito. This one is no longer using the ASCII code kasi yung ASCII code is 8 bits or 1 byte for one character. We have another code which is the Unicode. This is 32 bits per character. Okay, this is a universal coding standard designed to represent text-based data written in any ancient or modern language. So, pag ibang language, ito yung ginagamit. So, this replaced ASCII as the primary text coding system. Okay, another one. We have other types of data. Diba? Merong yung data para sa files or documents, which is based on characters. Okay, so graphics data naman are still images as photos or drawings. Okay, so yung mga pictures nyo in FB or yung mga drawings nyo na gusto nyo i-save sa flash drives nyo, those are represented or those are using coding system which is bitmap images. So, an image made up of a grid of small dots called pixels. So, yung image nyo, kita nyo yan siya, there is a portion there, smaller portions, they're called pixels. Diba pag sinasabi, sa man yung picture, oy, this is so pixelated, it means that yung crispiness ng pixel niya is nawawala. Lalo na kapag, for example, yung picture mo from your camera, i-upload mo siya sa Facebook. Yung pixelated, nagiging pixelated na siya pag i-download mo ulit. Kasi there is a compression that is used in Facebook na parang gina-compress niya to make it in a smaller size, lalo na pag malaki ang file size ng iyong image. So monochrome graphic can only be one of two colors. So that is monochrome. Hindi siya marami. One of two colors lang. Requires 1 bit for color storage. But there are images that has more than 2 colors or more than 3 colors. It means that if we have more colors, we need more bits for it. For you to understand it better, let's try to look on this example. So this is an example of an image. It has one sample pixel. Ito yung mga pixels. Ito. So, daming pixels ng isang image. Okay. So, The more na marami ang kulay, the more na marami ang bits niya. Okay, so here is a pixel, here is a pixel, and here is another pixel. So the color of each pixel is represented using 3 bytes, which is 24 bits. Okay, dito 8 bits. Ito 4 bits. Okay. So on the other side, we have here the audio data. So yung audio data is yung music or kagaya nito, recorded one. But this is video pala. Kasi pag audio is for sound lang siya. Must be in digital form. So yung audio, first is, it is from analog data. But it needs to be converted into a digital form to be able to be stored and to be processed in the computer. So, when we convert analog to digital, mas malaki yung storage capacity na needed niya. For it to be sent over internet or mada-download natin siya, meron tayong ginagamit na compression. This is what we call, or this is why meron na tayong mga MP3. So, MP3 files are compressed 10 times smaller than the uncompressed digital version. So that's why we have different file extension for the audio data, but the most commonly used is the MP3. Okay, download more quickly and take up less storage space. Okay, so next is the video data. So the video data is a collection of frames. Each frame contains a still image, each frame. But then, so small man masyado yung mga frames at fast masyado ang pag-run, kaya nakikita natin siya, hindi na still image. Kundi, it is already a moving image. Just like the audio data, this video data also has a compression. So that's why we have this MP4 compression. So, but still, all of this data are represented in zeros and ones. Iba-iba lang ang type of compressions, but still, it is having these bits pa rin. Okay. So, on the representation of software programs, just ano yung mga software programs? Examples are Microsoft Word, we have browsers. Okay, the instructions for software programs are called this machine language. So, a machine language is a binary-based language for representing computer programs the computer can execute directly. So, ang ginagamit para sa mga software programs is a machine language. Early programs were written in machine language, and our programs now are converted or translated into a language in order to be understood by our computer. So, a machine language instruction is a series of zeros and ones. It might be meaningless to us, but for a computer, it is very meaningful because this is how computers read the instruction. Okay, so now let's have a quiz. Okay, I give the answers already. Okay, for number 1, another way to say 1 million bytes is letter A, 1 kilobyte, letter B, 1 gigabyte, or letter C, 1 megabyte. Okay, answer it. Okay, number 2. True or false? These MP3 files are stored using zeros and ones. Okay, are you done? Okay, let's go to number 3. The blank numbering system is used by computers to perform mathematical computations. Okay, now let's go to the answer. Let's check if you got it right. Million bytes is letter A, 1 kilobyte, letter B, 1 gigabyte, Or letter C, 1 megabyte. Okay, answer it. Okay, number 2. True or false? These MP3 files are stored using zeros and ones. Okay, are you done? Okay, let's go to number 3. The blank numbering system is used by computers to perform mathematical computations. Okay, now let's go to the answer. Let's check if you got it right. Okay, for number 1, it's a megabyte. Number 2, it's true, though MP3 files is audio, but still the audio files are series of zeros and ones. Okay, and the number 3 is, okay, you're right, binary. The binary numbering system is used by computers to perform mathematical computations. Okay, so that's the first part of our chapter.
Alright, that's it. So I hope you get it, I don't know, get the topic for this morning. So, madali ang topic ngayon sa chapter 2, part 1. Pero, naano tayo sa quiz kasi nalabas tuloy yung quiz na dapat wala. Hindi yan, yung past. Ayun. Ay pakita ni Miss Nani pala yung quiz. I thought tinakpan niya. so, so maybe this afternoon na lang talaga, no? Yung quiz. So, do you have any questions? Anyone? Meron tayong questions po. Yung learning materials na na-send ko sa Canvas, hindi kasali ang topic ngayon, no? Kasi, bakit tinanong pa yan? Kasi nag-mention man ako na only those chapter 1 and the introduction sa intro computing ang i-upload ko, no? Then, any questions pa? So maybe this afternoon, just prepare your 1/4, no? I mean, your paper and pen. Kasi nga, dapat hindi yun na-show ni Miss Dani yung quiz. Kasali kasi yun eh. So, paano man napakita man. So, inal na lang natin yun. No? Hindi na siya kasali. Okay? Nangyari. Ayan. So, sir, yung ano pa, ang dami ng save present. So, yung mga late, so I'll put it late dito sa attendance nyo. And, of course, you will not get the perfect score kasi sabi ko, be punctual with your attendance. So, we start at 8:15 now. Then still, mayroon na attendance kate at 8:25. So, please. Ang video, may question dito, ang video ba, mayroon siyang picture? Pero sa video kasi, we are using the resolution, no? So, kung sa pixel, sa picture, sa video is ang resolution din, no? pero mao-mao na gyapon na sila, no? So, di ba pansin ninyo kanang dako kay ng mga TV, no, katong mga LCD, the more, the higher the resolution, the higher the pixels, no? The clearer and mas maganda ang ano no, ang lutaw sa iyang ang video presentation, di ba? Walang even sa cellphone, napansin niyo? 'Di ba ang sample lang ha, i-compare nato ang Oppo to Samsung na phone. 'Di ba mas kuan ang Oppo, lahi iyang color murag usahay hayag kaayo. Kasi nga ang ano man gud dako ang iyang resolution or iyang pixel sa iyang phone, no? So anything else? Sige daw, since meron pa tayong time and by the way, dapat may quiz tayo eh. Paano na ano ni ma'am? So I just ano i-recall ko lang. So the discussion was about the system units, processing and the memory. So we learned about how the data was represent, how computers represent data and programs instructions, no? Then explain how the CPU and memory are arranged with other components inside the system unit. Then we discussed po ni Ma'am Lan ang data and program representation, the digital data representation, and if you can recall yung coding system for text-based, yung ASCII, yung ASCII means American Standard Code for Information Interchange. Ka-remember mo atong ano, katong miss, mission ba yun sa Mars na salida na siya na lang ang nabilin, si Professor, I forgot his name, na in a way na nag-send siya o message is using the ASCII code na naghimo siya ato murag clock bitaw na ginakuha lang niya ang ASCII code ginako for example kung 0, 1, 2 so kasi ang ASCII code naman siya ay ano 'di ba character na representation so iyang giano ang ASCII katong parang clock siya then ayun naka-send na siyang message. So, mao to siya na-rescue to siya for almost 4 months ata yun. Then, yes, almost pila to siya ka-day sa Mars until nag-decide ang iyang mga kauban na balikon. So, na to rescue mission and na-succeed yun, no? Then, coding system for other types of data. Okay. So this afternoon, we'll be discussing about the inside of the ano no, the system unit. So we almost dito para yun ano no? Daw kasali ba yung motherboard? Okay. Okay, I think we're ayun, kasali yata yung motherboard talaga. Familiarize the what's the parts of what are inside the system unit. So it's not the CPU ha, that it's called the system unit. So wala na tayong katanungan. Movie to siya sir or movie to siya BJ. Katong salida na sa katong Mars good das kalimut ko sa title eh. Da? Search na ako Mars. Martian. Natumo Martian. Ay dili Martian, lagi Martian. Martian to siya ng salida, BJ. Kung siya na lang nabilin sa Mars, tas ang iyang konsumo ra dito is kato patatas lang, no? So, naka-create siya dito, ano, ecosystem doon sa sarili niyang space, silang space station nila. So, na ay, ano, kaning water cycle, so mo to of course, ano, he's a scientist. So, naka-create siya dito, yeah, ito sa water cycle bitaw nakahimo siya sa water cycle mo to na evaporation condensation then mo to naka-create siya og ana itubo ang patatas dito so every day patatas ra intay ang consume if you recall that one so meron ng wala nang katanungan po so this afternoon just prepare for the ano no for the next topic. And yeah, hopefully we will have our quiz na. Or ano lang, katong same lang ba katong if you're na kasi if you're not watching, of course you could not answer the quiz yung in which it was discussed din naman, no? Yung daily quiz natin. And iba talaga yung summary chapter quiz natin na I will announce it kung kailan. Okay? Wala na ba? Okay, I will not hold you so long kasi I still have another class, no? Ayan, so don't forget to thumbs up this video and yes, please always update on the community, no? Kasi kung hindi kayo mag-update sa community, so mabihind mo and madelay mo sa mga announcement, tapos unsa pa na ng mga events, no? And check always your canvas, the channel. Then by the way, again, please, alam niyo naman kung saan ako ano no, ano tawag ano paano niyo ako i-connect, ano, i-connect, through my email and canvas and channel lang, diba? Paano niyo ako i-contact? So please, ang dami I could not respond everyone sa Messenger kasi ang dami talaga nagse-send ng message sa akin, hindi lang po sa klase ko. Because I have this admin of the one ang group, talagang always na nagtatanong kaya ayun, bloated na masyado ang Messenger ko. So you can reach me out uh, on my ano ha, not Messenger nga, sa email, sa channel, this channel, no, meron naman tayong community, and sa Canvas. Then, just give me time din to answer everything kasi nga, ang dami ding mga ginagawa. Okay? So, okay, thank you for coming this morning and, oh, mali ang napindot ko. So, see you this afternoon. Bye for now.
Times are late under the moon, and I thank God I'm breathing. And I pray don't take me soon, cause I am here for a reason. Sometimes in my tears I drown, but I never let it get me down. So when negativity surrounds,